Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are, what time you are listening to this. My name is Winston, the content marketing guy. And this is the weekly marketer where every week I give marketing tips and advice to help you with your marketing and business results. Today, I want to talk about why startups should focus on revenue before even building brand. And just to put things into context, when I say startup, I don't mean a company as it's defined as a startup that it has, let's say, for example, less than 10 employees. It's making less than $1 million annual revenue. That's not what I mean by startup. What I mean by startup is you are literally just starting your business, which means you've been at it for probably a couple months. Probably you have no clients, or you probably just have one client that you're servicing right now, but you really haven't built out a huge clientele or a client base, so to speak. So that's what I mean when I talk about startups in this context. Now, I know that there's a lot of, I guess you could call it, hype around this whole idea of building brand, whether it's a personal brand or a corporate brand. But for literally my entire marketing career, I've worked with startups. And one of the things I always see a lot of startups fall into in terms of that trap of, the building brand hype, where they forget about the thing that's actually driving the business, such as sales and revenue, and they start to build brand because they've been told, hey, you build brand, you get a lot of inbound leads, it's easier if you build brand versus if you don't. And I agree with that, but you have to put it into context, or into perspective, based on where you are in the maturity of your business. So if you're just starting out, I do not recommend building a brand. Why? Because it could literally take months, probably even years, to build a brand to the point where it actually has a significant impact on your business, to where you're driving those inbound leads and you're getting business or getting clients as a result of your brand, and not necessarily as a result of you going out networking, sales outreach, whatever it is that you do in terms of that sales activity to actually drive sales and revenue and clients for your business. Because you also have to keep in mind that sales revenue is what drives the business. The business isn't driven by brand. Brand is just simply an amplifier of what you already have in terms of that revenue, right? And that's the reason why you need to start focusing on revenue first. Like, forget, if you're starting out right now, forget about building brand. And this is someone who is believes in building brand. This is someone who is a marketer telling you, based on my experience working with startups, that building brand is not the first move for you right now. And it's not something I'm just telling you, because even with my agency, iCAD Marketing, I've started that agency probably 8 months now, and I have not even focused whatsoever on building brand. I have not even promoted the agency in terms of letting people know, from a public standpoint, that is, that have this agency, I'm open for business. I haven't done that. Why? Because there's still a lot of things that you need to focus on, or still a lot of things that I need to focus on before I even think about building brand and promoting the agency. Certain things such as, who exactly are my target buyers? I mean, sure, the obvious answer would be marketers, but marketers, who exactly are, is it marketing managers? Is it at the CMO level? And if so, is it within a particular industry? Is it a particular location or geography? So there are all those things I need to focus on first, in terms of figuring that out. And then once I figure that out, then I need to know, well, what are the challenges that they struggle with, right? What are the unmet needs that they have in the market that probably other agencies haven't necessarily met as yet? And then once I figure out that, then I need to figure out, well, what product service offerings do I need to offer to them, in order to meet those unmet needs, or to solve those unmet challenges that they have within the market. And then even after I do that, it's still not time for me to actually promote it, because then I need to test my theory. So, all right, so I know who I'm targeting. I know the challenges that they have. I come up with a product or service offering to meet those challenges. But now I need to test it, because I need to figure out the product market fit, if basically what I'm offering to the market is actually viable in terms of the Is it something where I have a big enough market and a big enough need and a challenge that my service can address to make it profitable and to make it make sense for the business, right? And then once I figure out that, then I need to figure out, well, what's my positioning going to be? What's my messaging going to be? What's my go-to-market strategy? So I need to figure out all these things before I even think about promoting brand, right? And it's one of the reasons why I see so many companies and I work with so many clients and I've been a part of so many companies where they try to build brand. I mean, and it's not just startups. So let's just get that straight. It's not just startups. I mean, even mid-sized companies, even some large enterprises, they still haven't figured out exactly who their market is and how to position their brand, because the focus was just on, we have this product, we have this idea, let's just launch it, let's just tell everybody about it, without doing that due diligence that comes way before thinking about building and promoting a brand. And then even after figuring out product market fit, that yes, this is something that's viable, then I need to think about getting clients, getting my first set of clients, in terms of driving that revenue to the business itself. And even after that, after I get those clients, and I need to think about, all right, I need one or two case study success stories, because when I go out there and I really start to promote the brand, then I need to be able to back up whatever promise or brand promise it is that I'm telling people that I can deliver for them in terms of results. So I need a few clients where I've done work for them, call it a proof of concept. I've been proven to say, yes, this makes sense. Yes, I have the clients. Yes, they can share their success stories of how I've actually helped them. And then once I have all those elements in place, then I can go out and start building and promoting a brand. That's when it actually makes sense. So when does it actually make sense for you to start building a brand? As I mentioned, the focus right now is just revenue, just getting those first few clients. So you want to get a few clients where you've done work for them successfully. You have that success story, that case study, so that when you actually go to other clients and they ask you, well, what work have you done? Who have you done work for? What results have you generated for them? Then you actually have something tangible that you can show them that, we did work for this client, and these are the results that we were able to deliver for them. And then after you do that, then, you want to be able to build your business in terms of generating that revenue until you're at a point of break even. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're, extremely profitable, but at the very least, your business should be breaking even. And that just reminds me a story of even a client that I worked with recently, where the person came to me, and that person was, because again, I told you the whole hype around building brand and the hype around that. This is a startup. This is someone that the business wasn't even a year old as yet. And the person came to me and they said they want to figure out, how can we build brand? How can we push our product and build brand around it? And when the question was asked, well, where is your business at right now? Is it at operating at a loss? Is it operating break even? Are you in profits? The person responded and said, well, currently they're operating at a loss. And I gave the advice, well, I would love to work with you, but right now it doesn't make sense for you, for us to actually be working together, because you need to build up your business first to a point where it's at least break even, even better if it's at a level of profitability where, well, I think in that person's case, they already knew exactly who their customers were, because the good thing is that that person actually did the due diligence of doing market research, surveying customers, getting the product out there, seeing if there's a market for what that person was actually offering. So they had already done all that due diligence. But if you're operating at a loss, then trust me, forget about brand, get your business up to profitability, and that's when you can actually start to build brand. Because as I mentioned, brand is really just the amplifier for what you're already doing in terms of generating that revenue. All right, guys. So with that said, this is Winston, the content marketing guy. Tune in next week where I'll give more marketing tips and advice to help you with your marketing and business results. Take care and all the best. Goodbye.